Anyways. So our first performer tonight is Charlie Imhoff or something like that. So give a big hand for Charlie!
Hey guys, I'm Charlie, and I have some jokes, if you want to call them that. And I want to make this show like really as best as I can. So I just want to like gauge the room, figure out what jokes are gonna work, figure out what jokes aren't gonna work. So real quick, are there any LGBTQRLZ, whatever the acronym is, people? Okay, well that joke's not gonna work. Are there any Jews here?
Yeah!
Alright, well, and I definitely can't say that. Are there any CAMS majors from Northern Maine? No, okay, well, none of those are gonna work. Okay. So one thing I really like to do when I get ideas for stand-up is I go on to Wikipedia, and there's a great button where you click and it gets you in the Wikipedia page. So for those of you who don't know, the distorted Schwarzschild matrix is when you divide the regular Schwarzschild matrix by like some pressure that has to do with black holes, then you use it to discover the expansion of the universe, which is pretty gay. So it's a pretty effective system, as you can see. I ran in Wikipedia the other day, and I got this high school called the Blue Valley Northwest High School. It's a high school out in Kansas. And woo, Kansas! I'm about to make fun of it, so don't get this. And I went onto the Facebooks, and I typed in that name, and I got one group, which is the Blue Valley Northwest High School Categories Team. And I have no idea what a categories team is, but I imagine it's something like fruit, apple, you got a point, good work, stuff like that. And I was like, all right, I'm pretty good at categorizing things. I'll apply to be part of this group. So I requested to be part of it, and I got in. So I quickly got access to a bunch of strangers' information, which has to be used for evil. Like, it's not fair if you use it for good. So I went on to the high school's website, and the first link is an anonymous bully submission form. So naturally, you know. I'd like to read, this is what I sent the dean. Dear Dean Matthews, today after categories practice, I was in a room with Rachel and Mike. Those are both real people here. And Mike was doing a fast fruit round with Rachel. And Rachel said tomato. Obviously, this led to an argument, because fringe fruits are not allowed during practice. Annoyed at each other, they played another round with the category of vegetables. Rachel said tomato again! And Mike was having none of it because he really wants to go to nationals this year. And with Rachel not taking it seriously, we'll never get there. So he told Rachel to give him 5 more vegetables, and she said tomato 5 fucking times. This led to great argument, and Mike proposed one more round with the category of things I hate. Of course, Rachel said Mike, and Mike said tomato. They went nuts and physically attacked one another, and this definitely falls under the category of bullying. I would appreciate it if you talked to them both about this on Monday, and I would have told you in person, but they threatened they'd kill me if I told them. So this obviously didn't happen to them. But I submitted the form, and on Monday, I hope that they were talked to. And I feel no shame at all. At all, because Mondays are really boring for me. I would love it if I got called into Stevie P's room and like told that I was part of this strange team. Categorization to bully each other. It's amazing. All right. I had a prosby the other day, last couple weeks ago, and it was a mistake. Having a prosby was not a mistake, because, I mean, a lot of people get into the school through the prosby process, but this prosby was a mistake. Like, no one meant to have him. He really wanted to party with us, but it was a Tuesday night in Goodhue, and for those of you who have been in a Tuesday night in Goodhue, it's not a party. Basically, he explained, like, I really want to party all the time. I went to China once with my uncle, and we like drank, and I gambled $1,000 on a football game. Okay, none of my like preconceptions about partying include gambling or drinking with someone that helped conceive me. Now, for those of you who are confused, okay, I'm like pretty sure the uncle's involved in the conception process. But maybe that's just me and my dad's quirky brother. Basically, yeah, he really wanted to drink, and he kept asking us, like, so you guys drink? And we're like, yeah, like on the weekends we do. Underage? Yeah, we're in college, so we drink underage. Wait, but like, you guys drink, but you guys aren't 21. Yeah, that's what underage means. You guys know that's illegal, right? Yeah, we know it's illegal, Rory, but like, it's not a big deal. And he's like, all right, I just think that's weird. I'd never heard about that in college. That's all I've heard about college. So he left for 3 hours, and it turns out he went to Target, and he came back with like a Nerf gun and like a salad. And he went alone. It was very strange. But when he was acting super high when he came back. And we were like, okay, like, did you do marijuana? And he goes like, yeah, I think so. Your roommate gave me some. And I talked to my roommate, and I was like, you give him marijuana? And he was like, no, I just gave him like pizza. And it turns out that the pizza had pesto on it, and this kid thought that pesto was weed. It was like weed material. So he coined it as weed pizza and acted high. And part of his high antics was he went into this girl's room at 4 in the morning, woke her up, and was like, hey, you want to party? What's the best case scenario for that situation? That she's gonna wake up and be like, no, I didn't party at all on Tuesday night, but we could just like have sex, that'd be fine. Weird kid. But we were walking to LDC in the morning. He wanted to drive there, but we couldn't. And basically he explained to me how, he was like, hey, is Sarah going to breakfast this morning? And Sarah was the girl that he woke up the night before. And I was like, I don't really know, maybe she is. And he goes, oh, okay, hope she does. I need to break up with my girlfriend. And I was like, why? And he's like, well, because like if I'm gonna come to college, I need to like be a player, right? And which is not what I've been doing, and not what a lot of people do. But this is what he said, and I was like, okay, a lot of people break up with their girlfriends like the summer before they come to college. But Rory's a very forward-thinking person, so he calls his girlfriend right then and there. He broke up with her on the walk to the LDC, which is like at most a 4-minute walk. And when he got off the phone, I was shocked. I was like, oh my god, how long have you been dating her? 3 years! 3 fucking years! And this girl that he met while high broke that shit. He said he's gonna come back like next week and stay with this girl, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I lost my leg in Vietnam a couple years back. You guys know in like 80s movies how like the guy, when he really likes a girl, he'll get like a boombox and he'll go to her house like 9 at night and play like Britney Spears songs. You guys know that kind of thing? So I did something similar that I'm really proud of. But the difference between like the guy in the movie and me was that his actions are very like kind-hearted and very like wonderful and like respectful, and they're successful. And my actions, on the other hand, were crimes. So, like, it's an important distinction. Basically, I went at 3 a.m. and I took out my phone and I blasted Blurred Lines from it, which is a song that I only realized like a couple of days ago was like not a good song to play for women at 3 in the morning. And she awoke from her slumber and she came to the window and then she like turned around and went back, and I assumed that she was coming to get me, right? And it was cold outside, and I figured after a while, I was waiting there for a while, and I was like, you know what? She probably just doesn't want to go out in the cold. That's what it is. It's not me. It's that. And I should probably be the gentleman and go inside and meet her, right? That makes sense. So I went to the door, and I knocked on it, and no answer. I tried to open it, and it was locked. So I figured, I'll just go through the window, that'll be the same. So here's a good crossing point, because it was romantic trespassing, and now it's breaking and entering. Okay, so that's where we are. So I went up to the doors, and in movies they're all clearly labeled, right? Like who lives in what room, but in life they aren't. So I just like opened a random door and I walked in, and of course it's the father's room, and of course he has a dog. Of course the dog starts barking, but to everyone's surprise, the dog was a seeing eye dog. And I consider myself a pretty sneaky person, right? And when the lights are on and a father's staring at you, right, but doesn't see you because he's blind, it's like a very surreal experience. Very strange. Like, I made eye contact with this guy, which I'm totally breaking the law against, and then I just like walked out like it was no big deal. And then I knocked on another door, and basically when the door opened, I learned two things. One, that this was the right room. Great, girl's there, awesome. Two, second thing I learned was that this girl sleeps totally naked, which is great, but not in this particular situation, okay? Because I'm in someone's house, and now I've seen something that I clearly wasn't supposed to see. So I ran away, like really fast, and 2 miles later, I hear a voice that says, "Stop!" right? And it was a cop. And there are basically two thoughts that I can have at this point. Either, hey, you're the coxswain of a girl's crew boat. You probably can't outrun this cop. And the second thought you can have is, hey, you're the coxswain of a girl's crew boat. You can totally outrun the law. This is within your power. So I did, and I didn't succeed. I got tackled. I live in a really small town, so I knew the cop. He doubles as my family's carpenter. So there's a strange power dynamic. Basically, he's like trying to make small talk in the car. And one of the questions he asked was, like I explained that I was trying to ask the girl out. One of the questions he asked was, did she say yes? How often does this cop get involved in romantic encounters that go well? That's a rare instance of a girl being remarkably clear with her emotions. Okay, and that's all I have.
That's not at all what Categories team is. I was in a Categories team. And I was pretty good at it. I could always remember every single thing, Roman, architects, but the one thing that I could never remember is Greek things. That's my Achilles heel.